Hey everybody, it's Jen from JenPlans, and I'm so excited once again to be able to show you all the ins and outs of the new 2017-2018 Erin Condren LifePlanner. So excited! We just got back from Go Wild a couple days ago. I'm still recovering, I think. But we were so excited to see a whole table of all the new life planners. I got my hands on one of them. Sorry for the glare. I got my hands on one of them. This will be my actual planner that I will use all year. It is a colorful hourly, which I'll show you the inside of in just a minute. So I just want to run you through kind of the ins and outs. I'll do a big flip through. I'll do some comparisons with last year and maybe a throwback to even longer ago than that, but I wanted to kind of show you what the new features are and what I'm most excited about, and give you guys a little preview. So first impressions, I went up to the table. Erin Condren had a huge display with all the new planners, and I of course went to the hourly one right away, and the very first thing that I noticed when I flipped it open and I flipped a page, can you hear that? For any of you who are tactile and visual and like you hear things, can you hear how much thicker the paper is? Can you hear it? Because it's the first thing I noticed. I walked over and I think I squealed, and then I found Al Marco, who is Erin Condren's business partner who helps with sourcing and stuff like that. And I said, Al, I don't even know if you remember me, but I touched the paper. And I think he thought I was crazy. But he said, yes, we have new paper. It's one of the new features. I had no idea. And then, of course, they've released a video, which I can link below, that showcases their partnership with Mohawk, which is a fine paper maker. And it's probably the number one thing that I am most excited about. Is the paper, because people have been asking for thicker paper. I think, some people, it's hard to find a balance between a book that isn't too thick, this is the 12-month, and having the right paper weight. But, so many people like to use pens that are thicker or they have a heavy hand. I'm one of them. And so it's important to have good quality paper, and I could not be more excited for this upgrade. So I know I've already talked for probably 2 minutes about it, but it's my number one most excited. It's the change that I'm most excited about. It's my number one favorite change. So I wanted to tell you that right off the bat. That was my very first impression before I knew anything about what the new planners were going to be. The other thing that I noticed, and I wonder if it's because of the quality of paper, but the colors on the inside are so much more vibrant. So I don't know if you guys can get a good view of that, but they're so vibrant, and I don't know if it's the printing or if it's they've just chosen to go with darker colors, or if it's a combination of both. You guys are getting a lot of peaks just in my intro. I think the colors are so vibrant for the colorful layout, and I'm really excited about them too. So those were kind of my first impressions and the big changes. And then of course the notes page before each month has a different layout. Those were kind of like my big three, but definitely number one was the quality of the paper, and it's just something that number one, people have been asking for a while, and number two, I just love that it shows that they're listening to what people want. And I think, for a book that is a premium product, it's just so awesome to see premium paper inside. So that's my first impression. I'm kind of going to go through just an overview of some of the changes, even though this is the only one I have to show you. I wish I could show you side by side of the neutral and the hardbound. But we're going to see those along with everybody else, and we saw some of them at the event in person. But this is the one I have in my hands to show you. So I'm sorry that I can't show you the other insides, but I know that they'll start sneaking pictures of those, and some of the other folks that were there got some of the other ones too. So first off, cover. This is the painted petals in a custom colorway. The classic. I think they'll probably call it the classic colorway. Is multicolor. It kind of all blends together. Actually, it kind of looks like this. So the classic, except it has, it'd actually be white petals on a watercolor background. But in any case, the painted petals is kind of like their new, like last year was the mid-century circles, this year's painted petals. So you'll kind of see that theme throughout all of them. It looks like, if my counting is correct, they will have 18 new cover choices. It will be a blend of classic and metallic. This one's classic, there's no metal in here, but you'll be able to do the rose gold, gold, and platinum foil on some of them. Of course, just like, you know, the last few years, they're still removable, so you can swap out your covers. There will be, the Luxe is returning. The Luxe is coming back. You'll have the option of light taupe, sapphire, which is kind of like almost like a navy, and then black. And you'll be able to imprint the Luxe covers this year. I think that's new. So I think they do a monogram, and you'll be able to choose a blind imprint, which is just where they like press on the material, or you can do metallic, platinum, rose gold, and yellow gold. So that's an exciting change for the Luxe. So that's everything for the cover. The coil is pretty much still the same. This is the 18-month from last year versus 12-month. Is it different? I can't really tell. The 12-month might be just a hair smaller. This is the 12-month. This is my 18-month from last year. Can you tell a difference? My eyes are still kind of shot. Maybe it's just a hair smaller. If it's, oh, maybe I should do this. I think it is just a little teeny tiny bit smaller. So I'm guessing that the 18-month coil will be slightly bigger. But this is still not as small as like the notebook coil. So that is the coil. And then the other exciting thing that I don't have to show you, but I do have this to show you. This is the Hardbound notebook, which a lot of people have been receiving already. There's going to be a new binding option, and it's a hardbound, and so it's going to two sizes. So the coil bound will stay at same size. This is the only size for the coil bound. The hardbound planner, there will be two sizes. So you can do this size, which is 5 by 8, and all of the 5 by 8s, I think, will have, like, the layout will match the size. So you'll have the options of horizontal, I think, for the smaller one, and then for the 8 by 10, I think it will be vertical. So 8 by 10 hardbound, 5 by 8 hardbound. They're going to be just like this in front, but thicker. And there's a adorable little metallic, I think 3 out of the 4 of them have metallic, a little flag that says 2017, 2018, and they'll be 18 months. So that's kind of a huge change for them, because they've only ever done the coil bound. So it's exciting to see some coil options. This is stitched, it's not glued, and you'll get a ribbon on the inside, and all of the edges of the hardbound planners will be metallic. So I think you'll have 4 color, like exterior colors to choose from. It'll be black, cherry blossom, which is like that light pink, light taupe, which I think is this one, and then teal, which is so great. And then they all have like kind of coordinating insides. So that's kind of the new exciting thing. Oh, and the last thing that I think is really, 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 really important to tell you is that the hardbound planners lay flat. They lay flat. The spine folds and they lay flat. So, a lot of people have issues writing on that Wednesday, or if you're a lefty, I can't even do it because I'm not a lefty, writing on the lefty on the Thursday because the coil gets in the way. So if you're someone who's really bothered by a coil, or you just, like things to not be coiled, the hardbound might be a really great option for you. Or, one for work, one for personal, or one for fitness, one for, so many options. So many of us have more than one. But anyway, I want to show you guys this. Like I said, I don't know the bigger size, and I don't have the actual planner, but it's going to be very, very similar to this hardbound notebook. So those are kind of like the big changes. The guts will have kind of the same options as last year. Colorful versus neutral. I obviously got colorful. The neutral does have, I think it does have the painted petals detail, but I don't think it has, I think in the neutral, I don't think even in the vertical that it has headers, if I remember correctly. So you'll have colorful versus neutral, and then hourly, vertical, and horizontal. I chose the hourly, which just works best for me. I like having the hours so that I can use them, and then I like having the flexibility of being able to just cover them up if I don't need them. So I'm gonna do just kind of a walkthrough, and then I'll show you some really cool accessories. So that'll be kind of at the end. And there are some really, really exciting ones. For example, just to give you a peek, a new sticker book with some new stickers. So wait till the end, I'll show you those. Okay, so for the planner, when you open your planner. You get the removable front cover. It is dry erase just like the other ones, and of course they have the wet erase markers. I recommend using a wet erase marker because otherwise it's going to smear down your vellum or smear on the other side. This is just plain white. This one has lines, of course removable, and that comes on the inside of every planner now, which is really exciting. The vellum overlay is the same as in the years past. The design has just changed. And then you have your On the Go Life Planner page, a quote page, which is the same as before. And then you go right into the year at a glance. This is one of my favorite pages, and I use this regularly. I put my kids' school year in here. I use the transparent dots from Chrissy Ann Designs to mark, like, when do they start school, when do they end school, what days are they off of school, when do they have a school program, and I do it in advance of the year so I can see everything and plan, you know, holidays, family events, all of those things. Just to show you kind of how it has changed, you can kind of see how I do it here. From last year, this is 2016, 2017, and this is 2017, 2018. So you can see the headers are a little bit different. It's a little bit more simple. And there is a little bit more white space. So a lot of people, I've also seen people use these for challenges like no spend July or, you know, walk every day August. So, you know, there's so many billions of ways that you can use this. I have a friend who uses them to keep track of like vacation days, like which vacation days did you take? Which sick days did you take? You know, so many possibilities, but this is the comparison. I love that they've changed the font. Kind of like a nod to what the fonts were throughout the neutral last year that everyone really loved. So I love those fonts in here. So this is the year at a glance. And then you go into what I think used to be the goals page. They've kind of left it very open-ended. Of course, quotes throughout the whole planner, which I know everybody loves. And there's a little bit more space to write. So you can assign these to months. You can just do whatever categories you want. And a lot of people like to use them for, I've seen a lot of people use them for fitness or for monthly goals. Let me see if I can show you. This is what it looked like last year. So this is last year, this is this year. So a lot more space within the box to write. And then, okay, this is the other big change that I talked about in the beginning. The page between each month is a notes page, and it's like a divided, it's categorized. You can use them however you want, but it's so nice that they've given you, sorry, can you see the bottom? A box, 2 big columns with lines, and then 4 circles with asterisks at the top with their painted petals detail. And these have a little flag on top, which I think is really cute. The other thing that you'll notice, not related just to this month specifically, but the pages, this is like kind of a nerdy thing. If you're into like paper stuff, this will be exciting for you. If you're not, this might just be like a detail that you might not have ever noticed. Last year in the planner, there was a plastic reinforcement down the coil, and then of course the laminated tabs. This year, I can feel, just by touching them, that this page with the tab, it does not have the reinforcement, so there's no plastic strip down the inside, but it's thicker. It's like, it's not quite like cardstock, but the pages, the tabs are thicker, and the pages with the tabs are just slightly thicker than the other pages. Okay, now I'm gonna do like a major throwback. This is my planner from 2011, so 6 years ago. You guys might, I just wanted to show you because it kind of reminded me of it. Isn't this so crazy? This is what they used to look like. So this was the old October 2011. This used to be cardstock. Isn't that crazy? All the other, it's changed so much over the years. But this used to be cardstock, and I remember really loving that this was a little bit thicker, and then, you know, they made some changes and made this like the whole spread and not just on one page. But it's kind of cool. It brought me back to, it wasn't that one, it was this one. Brought me back to that because it's not quite as, this one's definitely like full, oops, 2 sheets. This is full cardstock. This is still pretty thick. I mean, it's kind of like between paper and cardstock. So I just wanted to show you guys because I thought that was so cool. And if you're a tactile person, you know, it's something that you're going to notice when you're flipping the pages, that it's not going to rip out and that you don't have to deal with the plastic reinforcement. Okay, brings me to my next thing that I want to show you is the bookmark. Some of you will notice that they added this year. Protective film is removable. Everybody a couple years ago got their bookmarks and they were like, it's peeling and it's blue. This comes off and I'm glad they put the sticker on. It's just a protective film so that it doesn't get scratched. So yes, it's a protective film and it peels off. So don't forget to peel yours off. And then you can throw that away. You don't need that. And then you just snap it in to wherever your week or month or notes pages are that you want to keep track of. The monthly page is pretty much the same except for the detail across the top. The sidebar is still the same. They changed the font and the colors are a little bit more vibrant, but these are the monthly pages. Then you go into the weekly pages. I've already added a sticker here. So this is June going into July. And I want to say two things about the way that this works so that people know. The first thing is, I forgot what my first thing was. What the heck was I going to say? Oh, I know what I was going to say. This is probably the most important thing. People always kind of wonder, especially people who are getting the planner for the first time. Where's a good example? I guess July is a good example. July has 31 days. So you get to the end of July and you're like, oh, it's Sunday the 30th. And then you turn the page and you think that they've forgotten a page, but they have not forgotten a page. They just, if the rest of the week ends in the next month, it just happens to be in the following month. So this is your last day of July, and then the first week of August. Does this happen? When else does this happen? I think it probably happens here. Yes, 27th. So this is August 27th is going to be on a Sunday, and you're going to flip and think, oh no, I don't have the rest of August, but you do. It's just right here. So it kind of blends together. Maybe I just had one thing because now I can't remember what my other thing was. But anyhow, that's how the weeks kind of blend together. And you can see the transition. Obviously, April ends where yellow ends, or not April, August ends when the yellow ends, and then September begins when the purple begins. So that is going into the weekly layout. Do you notice anything missing? The box is still there, but you notice that the words are missing. This used to be the thankful thought box. No, you can kind of use it for anything. The ears are listening. I always say the ears are listening. You know, I think they've probably noticed that people like the whole planner, people make different parts their own. And so even though it was intended for that to be a thankful thought box, you know, people kind of take it and make it their own, which I think is my favorite part of planning anyway. You take something, you make it work for you. So the box is still there. The text is not. The times are still the same. It goes from 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. And then you have some extra couple of lines at the bottom if you have something that goes past 7 o'clock or if you just want to write down notes. I usually mark down, my husband travels a lot for work. I usually mark like his travel across like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. You know, some people like to mark it at the top or in the middle, wherever it works for you, but I just like to see everything in one place. So this is the weekly view. The colors are so pretty. I just love the colors and the color choices. It's the same color scheme as last year. The colors are just a little bit more bright. Ooh, except for May. So I'll flip you through the months so you can see all the colors really fast. So we have July. I think we saw July already. July, August, September, October, November, come here, December, January, February, March. March is like a little more seafoamy than green. April. May is also like, it used to be just peach and now it's kind of like pinky peach. May and June. The other thing you might be wondering is, wow, that planner starts in July and it's 12 months. And I used to have to order 18 months if I wanted a July start. Not anymore. The official word is that you'll be able to order a 12-month option starting in July, which many people will refer to as like an academic school year planner. You can have a 12-month starting in January if you like the traditional January to December. And then you can also, of course, do the 18-month, which is going to be July through the following December. So it will give you the last half of this year plus all of next year. I always switch when they release a new planner. So I usually get an 18-month and then I rip out the last 6 months because I like mine to be kind of a school year. I have kids in school. my brain still kind of works in a school year calendar. So I love having that. So that is something that's really, really, really exciting to me anyway. So let's go to the end. So we get to the end, you get, I think this is probably in everybody's, but you get your last week of June, and then you get a planning page for the following July, which is not included, but it's nice to have. Like the month is not included, but it's nice to have the planning sheet. Then you have some notes pages. So we have 1 page of lined notes, 2 pages of line notes, 3 pages of line notes, 4 pages of line notes, 5 pages of lined notes, and then you go into dot grid, and you have 1, 2, 3, 4 pages of dot grid. Can you see the dot grid? I don't know if you can get a nice view of that. So that's the dot grid. And then I already did a little bit of pen testing. And then you get 4 coloring sheets. 1, 2, 3, 4. If you're into coloring, you know, they have the colored pencils that you can use, or any pencils that you might already have. This is really exciting for those of you that are color people. If you're not, because they did take out some of the actual notes pages. I think these pages last year, or at least what was in place of them, they were just blank pages with like a watercolor strip across the top. I am more of like a functional person, so I'll probably take paper or something and tape something onto this, like a bill tracker, or you know, the gazillions of other things you can tape into the back of your planner. The pages are here. You know, if it's not the way that you would use them, just stick something else in there. But it's so nice to have, and if you're a person who loves to color, it's really fun to be able to take this out if you're, I shouldn't say that if you're bored in a meeting. Who's bored in meetings? You know, if you just want to color, or if you're bored in a meeting, you can take this out and just kind of color a little bit. I'm going to do a full-blown pen test, but I did do, because the paper is so much thicker, I did do a test with Sharpies. This is like a thick, real, like, you know, the Sharpie marker that you use, and it bleeds through, but it's not terribly bad. Down here, I did an ultra fine point. This is a permanent, you know, permanent marker. And it definitely, you know, it definitely bled a little bit, but it's not bad. So that's really exciting. So this is what I brought to do some pen testing. I'm just going to do it in this video. I was going to do a separate video, but I'll just do it really quickly in here so that you guys can have kind of everything all in one place. But these are the pages. Then you get through to, the following year. This is 2019. So you'll have all of 2019 ahead, which is very similar to the old one. I think some of the fonts have changed, but for the most part, it's the same. And then you see what's different. So this is the first time ever that they've really done like a major overhaul of the stickers in the back. Oh, this is what the Painted Petals cover looks like. These are the new stickers. I think it is so awesome that there are a little bit more fun stickers in the back. Last year and years previous, it's just been, you know, like the rectangle event stickers, which are great, and they still, I'll take you through and show you what they have. They still have some of those. But you know, so many people in the planning community are using things like these. So these are kind of like, I love that they chose a blend of, like, they're functional, but they're decorative. You can see that they're metallic. It features all the different metallic options. They have checklists and, you know, note boxes and teardrop stickers and flags and circles. And you might be able to tell these coordinate with the month colors. So January, February, March, April, May, all the way down. They coordinate with the colors inside the planner. I've already kind of peeled one off and used it. But it's great. These all say happy birthday. These all say celebrate. These all say to do, and these all say reminder. And then you can see the little icons on top. Isn't that cool? I already took one out. I already used one of those in my monthly in August. Actually, I've used both of them in August. Isn't that cool? My kids start school really early. So I'm super excited about those. So those two, plus, do you want to see these up close? They're really pretty. Isn't that so fun? So I'm pumped about those. Then the second page. The third page, these are going to be, you know, kind of your more functional stickers. Same colors as last year, just a different layout. Instead of being totally blank, they have the asterisk and a blank space, and then also flags with an asterisk. Can you see them? Can you see that these are flagged? I'll peel one off just to show you in case it's not very clear in the video. But these are flags. They're so great, and I'm so excited because I feel like this is kind of the direction that planning is going in for most people, is something that's not quite as like boxy and standard and just has a little bit something extra for people. In the back, of course, as usual, is the folder. And in the folder is the perpetual calendar. This is where you can keep birthdays or, you know, I see a lot of people use this for a gratitude journal. You just write something every day. I see a lot of people use these for tracking like memories, like something that happened that day that was special. And then of course, holidays and dates to remember, important contacts. You have a password tracker in here. So that comes with every life planner in the pocket. And then on the back is another little pocket. I keep all of my invitations. Like whenever I get an invitation, this is the pocket it goes in. So I keep like stickers that I use most frequently in the front with the higher thing, and then I keep invitations in the back. And I love not losing them. And then you also have the Plan For It pouch, which is the same as last year. And I got some questions on Instagram about whether this was coiled in. It's not coiled in. It comes with the coil clip. It's a 6-inch coil clip. I just put mine in right away because when you first get it, it's not attached at all, and I don't want mine to fall out. So I put this on right away, and I clipped mine in right away. I like mine in the back where it usually is when it was coiled in. On the inside, this does not come with them, but I got that at the event. Wouldn't that be cool though? So on the inside, you guys, this is just kind of the remnant of my coil clip. You get stickers. I've already used one of them. You get 4. They used to give these out, and then they didn't for a while, and people got kind of sad. They also do not include the sample sticker book, which I know a lot of people really liked, but I think the reason they took it out is because now they have, you know, all of these in the back. And so it kind of replaced what that little book was. So these are in the pouch, these 3 stickers plus 1 more that I've already used on a gift. And then you get 3 little compliment cards in the new Painted Petals design, which I love. I keep these in my car. And then if I need to give like a gift or a gift card, I can just scribble like a little note on them. And then you also have a 20% off code. And there are 2 of them, and they're attached here. And I actually had this in my car, and I gave this to 2 of the moms at the preschool yesterday because they were like, I think I need something to write my calendar down in. And I was like, I can help you, and I have a coupon. So I gave both of them my 20% off code. So anyway, you get 2 of them. I think it's like 1 for you and 1 for a friend, or for 2 friends, or, you know, just for you. Either way, nobody's gonna judge you. Hello, friend. But I love having these, and I've already given mine out, so mine are already gone. So those all come in the pouch in the back. Don't forget to use this though, because I see a lot of people who keep it in there and then they forget to use it. Don't forget to use it. But it's so great to get 20% off your order. And you know, like if you're getting a big thing, like save it for that. Like if you're getting a Sherpa throw, or if you're getting an acrylic tray or something, save the 20% off for a big purchase. And then you just go right back to the last cover. So that is the entire Life Planner. Do you love it? I'm so excited. I'm gonna do a quick, should I do the pen test first or the accessories? Let me show you the accessories first, and then I'll do the pen test at the end, because I can kind of go through the accessories quickly, but I know I'm gonna be kind of a perfectionist when I get to the pen. So let me show you all of the new things. These are the things that I got, and then I'll tell you some of the other things that are coming out that didn't come in the bag, but I'm really excited about. Okay, so one of them is this new sticker book. This is version 3 or edition 3 of the classic sticker book. I think there are 15 pages. There are a lot of pages in here. They still have the metallic detail. Really good mix of functional and decorative. And I'll peel one of these out and put them in the planner so you can see. Platinum, rose gold, gold. I love that they do the flags and the circles. I like writing things. You know, of course there's some decorative, but you guys know I'm mostly, or for those of you that don't know, I'm kind of more of a functional person, but I love having them look beautiful. So these are the new functional and decorative stickers. Look how pretty these are. Isn't this so nice? I just love these. Don't forget, happy birthday. Congratulations. They're so beautiful. This maybe is one of my favorites with the watercolor. Gift tags, I've already used one. It's nice to have these, and there are, you know, it was 1, 2, 3, 4, you know, like just a few to give out if you need to give gifts to people, but it's really nice having them in here if you need them on the fly, which I did yesterday, so I took them before I even filmed. Functional, 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 functional. These can all be event stickers. I love that, and they're big enough to write stuff on. And then you still get the strips. People like using those kind of as washi tape. And speaking of washi tape, Birdie told me, and also there was a sneak peek, that there might be some new washi tape rolls coming out. Painted Petals is the one that they showed in the sneak. And I have insider information where I learned that there will be at least 2 more, that's the end of the sticker book, at least 2 more rolls of tape, washi tape, or paper, I think they called it paper tape. So I'm so excited about that. So this is the new sticker book. I'll stick one in here just to show you guys what they look like. Let's pick one. What's a good one to try? What is a good one to try? What is a good one? Let's do one of these because these look kind of bigger, but I think they're just like the normal size. These will fit. They'll hang over. Okay, it looks like they'll hang over just a teeny tiny little bit until the next day. But of course, this is not the only way to use them. You can also use them vertically, which I do a lot. Like if I'm marking, like I'm working all morning, sometimes I do something vertical. It's gonna bother me if it's not on straight, so I'm trying to put it on straight. These are so cute. I'm probably gonna lose all the stickiness. I wonder in the monthly if they're, monthlies I think about the same width as the hourly. Love. So those are the new stickers and the sticker book. I'm gonna put it back here and try and save it. It's probably gonna come out. I will save you for later. I don't want to waste you. Okay, so that's the sticker book. This one I don't want to say most excited about because I'm really excited about the stickers and the sticky notes too, but I'm super excited about this. This is a brand new product. It's called the Planning Pack. And it has, there's 3 different color options. They have black and gold, cherry blossom, and rose gold, which is like the pink. And then this one, which is like the light linen with silver platinum. There's a pocket in here. It's soft on the inside. You can put, you know, whatever cards or stuff in there. And then it's fabric on the inside, pretty roomy. Put all my pens inside. These are all my pens that I'm gonna do a pen test with. Put all your pens inside, zip it up, and then it will fit right over the front of your planner so that you can take all your stuff with you, and it kind of acts as a planner band. Isn't that smart? I think there are some other ones that are out there, but I love that this one is simple and understated. On the front, it just has the asterisk design and then the little pull tab, and you can just keep everything in here that you need. It's a really great size. I also, I think for a picture earlier, I put it on the hardbound just so that you guys could see what it would look like on the, now remember, the hardbound planner that's little is a little bit thicker than this, but it'll fit, just to give you the idea of like the cover. It fits almost perfectly on the hardbound in terms of like front size. So, you know, a great option for either book because they don't come with bands. You can either get a band or you can get one of these and it will just keep everything together. So that's really exciting. That's a product I'm really excited about. Then we have, I'll save my other 2 favorites for the end. A new dashboard bookmark that you can use your wet erase marker on. They'll still have the other ones, but it's nice to see them come out with the painted petals because then everything can kind of coordinate. Isn't that really beautiful? So there's that. Mini bookmarks. So I really love having these to mark like notes pages or if I want to flip to the stickers really easily. Again, in the painted petals. New magnetic page markers. I use this in my work planner because I need to be able to flip back and forth through several different sections. And then a whole new pack of compliment cards. Like I said, I have like 4 of these. I keep one in my kitchen, one in my car, one like with all my planner stuff. And then I'm sure I have a backup somewhere. I think probably that's what the other one is. But I love having these. They're really great to just write a small note on and throw with a gift. And then new pockets. So these are the new sticky storage pockets. And you can put these either on a page or on the inside of a cover or in a notebook. Oh, they're so pretty though. But I love the metallic. Okay, and then these last 2 new things I'm so excited about. I took this one out of the wrapper so I could show you a new sticky note dashboard, and then these new sticky notes, which I'll show you in just a second. I've been really wanting bigger sticky notes, and so I was pumped when I saw this in the bag. I was so excited. So I'll take those out and show you too. But these are really beautiful. They're just little corner sticky notes. They're really like, only this part comes off. The rest is all sticky. So that's cool. I love this one. Watercolor that says to do and today. Aren't those so beautiful? So these are really pretty. I'll show you those in the book in just a second. And then I'm gonna open this one so that I can show you where these go. And I'll give you some options because I've seen people use sticky notes like this one in different ways. Ooh, come out. Come out wherever you are. Can I get you out? There we go. Ooh, and it has a little thing that you can attach in the back. That's pretty cool. So size-wise, these will fit. Ooh, and it's, okay, so this is where the adhesive starts. That's nice. Then it's not gonna be flopping all around. These fit almost perfectly. Do they fit perfectly? They do fit perfectly in the sidebar. I haven't even taken these out yet, so you guys are seeing this kind of for the first time like I am. So you can put them in the sidebar. It's nice for two reasons. One, decorative, but two, you can keep things under here. Like you don't have to use one or the other. You can keep your notes under here and then put this on top and have kind of like, it doubles your space almost of where you're able to keep notes on a monthly page. Or you could also put these on, I think in the promotion materials, they show this on the bookmark. The bookmark is thick enough for you to be able to, there's a little bit of overlay, but if you're trying to keep like, what's your shopping list for the week, or you want to be able to jot it down and then either take it with you or just not have it in your week, because there are a lot of times, like I keep a dashboard in my weekly view because I don't, there's some things that I like to carry with me from week to week, but I don't want in my weekly spread, but I don't want to lose it. So I keep it on my dashboard or my bookmark. So this is another great option. You can keep a shopping list, or you can keep a gift list, or you can, write the list somewhere else and stick it in here, or you can write the list here and then take it with you. So that's kind of a nice option too. And then in the weekly layout, let's see, will it fit here? Probably goes up a little bit, but you can put it here or stick it over this little box. And then I think, yeah, the adhesive ends like right where that box begins if you put it at the very top. So this really gives you like a ton more space on the sidebar if you need more space to write things. So I'm really excited about this one. So this is, I don't even know what this one is called. What is this one called? Painted Petals Stylized Sticky Notepad. Okay, this one shows it in the sidebar. You can pretty much put them anywhere. It's so nice to have something like this that can kind of go where you need it to go and give you a little bit more like planner real estate. And then, okay, I'll show you some of these in here. They're so beautiful. I think I saw a picture of somebody using these in the monthly, but let's say you're working all day. You're working from 8 a.m. until, when do we work until? 6 p.m.? You can, or 7, let's say 7. You mark off your whole day. I'm working this whole day. This is the whole day I'm working. It's just nice to see a visual. So you don't always have to use these to write things on. You can use them just to kind of mark off time. These are so pretty. Today, sometimes for Saturdays, nothing has to be done at a specific time. They're just things that have to get done today. So it's nice to have a sticker that you can mark, just so that it happens today. It doesn't matter when. And then, of course, the little flags. These are so great. So I just love that they're coming out with new versions of products that people are really loving. These are some of my favorite things. I keep, let me show you in my other one. Like this is my current planner that I'm using right now. I keep these up front because this is what I use when I open an email and it says, mark your calendar, your preschool graduation is May, whatever it is. I write it here and I peel it off and I stick it on before, if I don't have any stickers around. And then when I go back and do my week, I can fill them in that way. But it's so nice to keep these snapped in the front. That's what I use them for. Sometimes I leave them in, sometimes I don't. But it's nice to have that option. And then of course it just snaps right in. So I think those are all the new accessories. that I got. Are there any other ones? I'm checking my notes. Oh, new markers. Okay, so I don't have the new markers, but the dual tip markers, they're coming out with a pastel version, which is really, really exciting. And let me get my planning pack with all my pens, and then we'll do a quick pen test. Ooh, this is longer than most of my normal review videos, so sorry that it took so long, but I'm just so excited. There's so much to show you guys. I'm gonna flip to the back. I think I'm gonna use, I don't wanna use one of the color. I think I'm just gonna use a regular, I think I'll use the, which one should I use? The dot grid? Are you gonna be able to see? I know people always wonder about shadowing. Maybe I'll use this one. I'll use this one because it will be easier to see if there's any bleeding. And let me scoot the chair up and zoom in a little bit so you guys can see a little bit better. These are all my pens. I have, what all do I even have? Okay, I have these are the permanents. I have a Sharpie permanent and a Pilot permanent. I'm gonna do those. These are the ultra fine points or extra fine point, ultra fine point. I have one of the Erin Condren dual tip markers. I have a Sharpie pen. Actually, I think I have two. No, one Sharpie pen. I have a Pentel Energel. If you're a lefty, you should probably get one of these if you like gel because they don't smear. Oh, I do have two Sharpie pens. So the fine and the medium. I have a Papermate Flare, which I know that I would say probably if you're not using, I think people are either gel or porous point, like a marker pen, and people, I think probably this is the favorite. I also have a Papermate Inkjoy gel. This is in the 7. I have a Stettler. I have a Stabilo, which I feel like people aren't using these much anymore. Are you using these? I don't know. I'm going to test it anyway. And then I have a Le Pen. So let me kind of get a little bit situated. I'll zoom in a little bit. Is that better? And I'll kind of take you through. Let's start with the permanent markers. The paper, oh, I should also mention this because I've seen some questions. It is not slick. Like it's not slick. Some planners have paper that is slick. This paper is not slick. It's very absorbent. Does that make sense? Like it absorbs the ink really well. It's not, it has texture to it. It's a little more like, it's a little more cottony, which I love. This is my favorite kind of paper. I can't write on slick paper. I need it to be absorbent. Is absorbent a weird word to use? You know what I mean. Okay, so for the pen test, let me scoot my chair up a little bit. Okay, so this is the Sharpie ultra fine point. And then I'll do the other permanent one and I'll show you, I'll flip the page so that you can see. And I'm using kind of a heavy hand. This is the Pilot ultra fine point. If you're using like Chrissy Ann Design stickers, these are the pens that you would use because you need to have a permanent marker to write on those stickers so that they stay. So these kind of are my two favorites. I've alternated between both of them and I like both of them. So I have both of them. This is the Pilot ultra fine. Ultrafine permanent. Okay, so these are the two permanent. I mean, there's some shadowing, but it's not bad. You probably don't want to use them all for your whole week, but if you did, it wouldn't be too bad. And this is not even the thicker page. I mean, this is like the standard page. So it's really I'm so excited. Okay, so I'll keep going. Okay, so those are the permanent. I'll go on to the let's do the marker tip and then I'll do the gel. Where's my Pilot G2? Here, okay. There it is. I'll do the gel last because people love all these. Okay, Papermate Flare. It feels so good writing with it. We'll use the Erin Condren. Okay, so this is the fine point. That's the Erin Condren fine point. And then this is the medium point. I would narrate as I'm going, but I have a really hard time writing and talking at the same time. Okay, this is the Stettler. I think this is a fine liner. I think my problem and why I have trouble using these kinds of pens is because I'm very heavy-handed. And I always feel like I'm gonna bend, like the tips are always really small, so I feel like I'm gonna bend them. Can you still see everything? Okay, good. Okay, so this is the Le Pen. I don't have a darker one. What color is this? This is the Le Pen in Amethyst. Stabilo. And these are all of my, and then just 2 Sharpie pens. I know Sharpie pens are also very popular. Let me zoom in just a little bit more. This one is the fine and this one is the medium. So I'll do the fine first. And the medium. Okay, let's flip this one over and then I'll go on to the gel last. So this is, these are the permanent, these are the marker tip or porous point. There is, I mean, there's like nothing. Maybe once you fold it over, like the white from the page behind it, you can see a little bit, but if you're just holding it by itself, it's not bleeding or shadowing. I was actually, I'm kind of surprised. I was pretty heavy-handed, like on purpose, like more than I usually am. And so if it's laying against something white, I'm trying to make sure you can see that on the camera. If you're laying against something white, you can see that there's writing there. But if it's just by itself, you can't really see anything. That's awesome. Oh, I'm so excited. Okay, so that's pretty cool. Okay, let's go on to the gel. Those are the last 3. I'll do my favorite last. So this is, let me start with Pentel Energel. Am I all screwed in right? Like I said, if you're a lefty, this is the metal tip, by the way. If you're a lefty, these are great pens for lefties, in my opinion. This is the Papermate Inkjoy Gel 0.7. And then last but not least, my most favorite, which is what I've been using in my planners ever since I've had a planner, probably a million years, is the Pilot G207. My favorite. So these are the gel. I'll get all the pens out of the way and I'll flip so that you can see these as well. But again, I mean, if you're just looking at the page and there's nothing behind it, I'm trying to make sure there's plenty of light here too. So you would see if it was bleeding through or shadowing, and it's really not. Even the permanent is like not super terrible. Let's see if it's, okay, so if you flip it to the next page, yeah, I mean, if you're getting ready to write, you can see that there's writing on the back side, but it's not because it's shadowing or bleeding, really. It's because it's just up against a white I wonder if it would do it against like a different color background. Kind of. A little bit. So you can, I wish I could show you in person, but anyway, this is what it looks like. Can you tell how absorbent the paper is? I'm really, really excited about it. I know it's a weird thing to get excited about, but I guess probably not. If you're watching this, if you're watching a planner video, you get it. So this is the pen test. Okay, oh my goodness, almost an hour later. Thank you so much for sticking with me the whole time. I hope that this was helpful to you. I'll zoom out a little bit. I can't wait. I'm so excited for this launch. Planners go live May 4th. So May 4th, you'll be able to buy them, and it's a pre-order. I think I heard or saw somewhere mention that they'll be shipping starting, I think, in mid-May. So I know it's a pre-order, but they want everyone to get them by July. It's the July start if you're getting one that starts in July. Obviously, if you're getting one that starts in July, it's a July start. But they want people to have them in time. I'll just kind of show you all the other stuff that I flipped through before. They have not released pricing yet. They usually do that on launch day. If I find out sooner, I'll definitely post below. But this is everything. And I can't wait, and I hope you guys all love yours. Leave me a comment below and let me know which one you're thinking of getting. I'll also put a code, it's my referral code in the comments. If you're a first-time customer, it will save you, it will give us both $10 off an order. So you'll get an email with a $10 off code that you can use to order your first planner. I hope you love yours as much as I love mine. I hope you're as excited about these awesome upgrades as I am. And I'm excited to see what you guys order. So tag me in your pictures and let me know what you end up getting. Thanks so much for watching. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.